You can't always trust a blue plaque. Nancy's steps behind me and that blue plaque you can just see, they claim this is the scene of Nancy's murder in Oliver Twist, Charles Dickens' novel. Not true. You can see the blue plaque here. It says these steps were the scene of the murder of Nancy in Charles Dickens' novel Oliver Twist. In fact, in the novel Oliver Twist, Nancy is murdered by her lover Bill Sikes, not on these steps, but at the house where they live. But London Bridge and Nancy's steps do play a part in Dickens' story. In the story, Nancy has a secret meeting with young Oliver's benefactors on those steps as an out-of-the-way place. Little do they know they're being overheard by Noah Claypole, who is spying on Nancy on behalf of Bill Sikes. Today's London Bridge was completed in the early 1970s, but this small section on the Southwark side towards Southwark Cathedral remains from the 1831 bridge that was designed by John Rennie. That replaced the much older London Bridge, which had been around since 1209. Some people have even suggested, in fact, Charles Dickens set the novel earlier than 1831. There is a reference in the book to the ancient bridge. Some see this as meaning that although Dickens published the book in 1837-1838, he in fact set it before 1831, and these are not the right steps. In the book where Dickens describes Nancy first meeting the benefactors on London Bridge itself, he talks about St Saviour's Church, now Southwark Cathedral, and St Magnus the Martyr as being so long the giant warders of the ancient bridge. But this doesn't necessarily mean that they were meeting on the ancient bridge, just that those two churches were once the warders of that ancient bridge. And crucially, Charles Dickens wrote the book after the 1834 Poor Law Amendment Act, which made changes to the workhouses, which Dickens wanted to highlight in the book. And that means that the steps where Nancy talked to Oliver Twist's benefactors could not have been on the pre-1831 bridge. So it seems likely that they are justifiably called Nancy's steps because they were the place where in the novel she met Oliver's benefactors, even though the plaque is wrong in saying it was the scene of her murder.